live early. I just thought we could say hi. I made a new intro video, and I made the volume a little low. It might have been too low, but I don't like to blast people. There's nothing worse than sitting at your computer and it just like, boom, comes on. So I'm so happy to be home right now. I don't even think I can tell y'all about it. All right. Tennis Girl's going to be on Rewatch Crew. Thank you. Hey, Lynn. Happy you're here. The notifications. So if you're relying on your iPhone, yes, you have to set it on your YouTube notifications, but you also have to go under your notifications on your iPhone. I actually did a screen recording and I'm going to upload that to a video because that's where I was messing up. And now that I've changed it on my iPhone, I get tons of notifications. Beach Bum, good to see you. I mean, I look like I've just been dragged through a ditch. It's raining here. It's stormy. It's lightning. The wind is blowing out through the airport. Like my hair was blowing half as we walked outside. Hey, John Smith. Hey, Judy. I know I saw an email from you, and I'm sorry I haven't taken the time to read it, but I saw a TV photo that was funny. Yeah, I've been hearing rumors that Wendy was out of the country, but I don't believe it. Where's Pat Sanford? I don't know. Who wants to know? Probably in Texas. Hey, Taterbug. What Ruth's event retirement was? She just said there seemed to be some upcoming retirements. My interpretation was that it's somebody in Florida. Y'all don't mind me. I'm just going to drink some of this ginger ale that I paid $5 for in the airport convenience store. Riding shotgun. I appreciate you doing that. Thank y'all. Yeah, subscribe for the updates. I've been trying to put some shorts and videos and things out while I've been out of town. Ho, ho, ho. Ain't no holla back girl. How are you? You wonder if Harvey has visited Donna. I don't know. I don't know how quickly visitation starts. I really would love a prisoner, or a former prisoner, let me rephrase that, from Homestead to come on. I mean, I know that STS, they get all these guests, but I don't have a producer. I don't have connections. I have looked up charities that or nonprofits that work with the Homestead prison group in that area. So I think I could probably start there. I hate to sound like that person. I just haven't had the time. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Thanks, Writing. I appreciate it. Hey, Christina. Thanks for all your great comments lately. Hey, Mia. Good to see you. Hey, Clarissa. And Lolly. Isn't that the prettiest name, Lolly? I love that. I always said one day when I'm a grandmother, I want to be called Lily, because Leslie, Lily. But I got to tell you, Lolly, I think Lolly would be pretty darn cute. Hey, Betsy. So good. I love ginger ale too. Something about the airplane. The best ginger ale, if y'all have never had it, is Verner's, Vernors. It is the best. And if you like vodka, I love a Moscow Mule with ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic, but it's just a strong ginger ale and vodka. Yes, on our way to 10K for Christmas, but it has been sluggish. So what is going on? I mean, it's barely moving. So I'm not giving up though. We got 2 weeks. We can do it. Thanks, Lolly. I'm welcome to use it. I appreciate it. So I was just watching some of the news things on the Reiner family. Whoo, that is, I don't even know where to start with that one. And then I just saw too that the Brown University shooter, I think they have a probable cause affidavit. Has anybody else heard that? This is just, I mean, I barely got home. Our plane was 2 hours late getting home. So yeah. Has anybody traveled with seniors lately? Like just done that? It's like they're in a rush to get in line, and then when they're in the line, they're in a rush. Did y'all just hear that thunder? It's just like a rush, a rush, a rush, and then you're like, "Why are we rushing?" I'm not rushing. It's like, no, we're rushing. They're in New Hampshire and they're looking at arresting. So were they a student, Tater? Do we know? Yeah, Verner's is so good. That's true. But I will not be wearing a bikini because I don't hit 10K. That's what Judy's doing with Loophole if Wendy's not arrested. It's flooding. I live near like more west side, Taterbug. No, I'm on a hill. It's definitely not. If it's flooding here, we're all screwed. Beach by my mom is always 10 steps ahead of what I'm doing when we're out. I get it. Yeah, it's just, but like today, she made me go and look through her phone and she showed me pictures of all the slot machines that are the winning ones. And I had to go play those. And it's draining. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm an unapologetic gate lice at the airport. Oh, it's just, oh, y'all, I'm so tired. I can't even tell you. But couple things. One, this was just like on the LA News. I think it's just like a 4-minute little segment. So I thought I'd play this. Let me switch my screen so I'm not so big.
Well, and as that case moves forward, there are major legal questions about what comes next. Attorney Josh Colesrud is back with us once again. This is such a sad and disturbing case.
My, what good posture he has. I mean, dang.
What could possibly be Nick Reiner's defense?
Well, it's a good question. You know, I look at other celebrity cases where there are similar facts. Right. For instance, like the Menendez brothers case.
Greed.
Exactly. Now, here it seems like from the evidence that's been presented in the media that, you know, Nick had some severe mental issues and probably some drug issues as well. Now, in California, just like Arizona, drug use and addiction can never be an affirmative defense, but mental health can. Mm-hmm. So I would expect that the defense is going to spend a lot of time exploring an insanity defense in this case.
Okay, well, we were talking earlier, and we have video of when he went to a gas station to buy a drink. This was moments before he was arrested for the murders. So what does that tell you? What would an attorney argue in this case?
Well, it's relevant to show what he looked like after he allegedly committed the murders. Now, you know, to be fair, that footage was hours after the murders had taken place.
Right.
So, but what it does show is that he looks kind of normal. Yeah. He's not howling at the moon. He's not running naked in the street. Right. He purposefully went into a store very calmly and bought a drink. So if I'm the prosecution, I'm saying that this doesn't look like somebody who's necessarily insane.
Okay, so this was also mentioned too, that obviously he's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders. What exactly does that mean?
So special circumstances in California means the same thing as aggravating circumstances in Arizona. Mm-hmm. So in California, in order to enhance a first-degree murder charge, so the sentence is either no possibility of parole or the death penalty, they have to find at least one special circumstance. And here, what the prosecution has indicated is that because there were multiple murders committed during the same episode, that is a special circumstance that they're going to be alleging.
Okay, so that was into my next question. I mean, are we talking, do you think he could get life without parole or the death penalty?
Well, you know, what he could get is anybody's guess. Now, I fully expect that the prosecution is going to allege the special circumstances. Now, where that goes from here is anybody's guess, because It still needs to be found after the guilt is found in this case by a jury. And as well, this is the special thing here is that Governor Newsom signed an executive order. So there's a moratorium on the death penalty in California. So nobody can actually be put to death right now. And if that executive order is still in place after Gavin Newsom leaves, then obviously he's not going to get the death penalty.
Out of curiosity, let's just say there is an inheritance, because clearly, Rob Reiner made such a name for himself, incredibly wealthy. If there is an inheritance in a situation like this, what happens? Does he get any of that?
So California actually has statutes that deal specifically with this type of scenario. And so does Arizona. They're called Slayer statutes, which means that a perpetrator or a suspect cannot benefit from an act that causes somebody else's death. So here, he hasn't been found guilty of anything, but a probate court is likely to freeze all of the assets, at least until his criminal case has been concluded.
And what about his legal fees? How is that taken care of?
So the court will always appoint an attorney if he cannot afford one. Everybody is entitled to what's called a competent defense. However, he certainly has the right to hire counsel from his own money, but that has nothing to do with the court.
All right, Josh, great insight on this case. Thank you so very much. Troy?
Okay, so what do y'all think? Hold on, I want to do something. Share this. I'm just curious. I mean, I guess his siblings could pay for it. I don't know, but I was looking up insanity pleas and that in California, and it said even if you were high on drugs, that would not be a reason for an insanity plea unless you had been and you have a long history of drug addiction that could have caused psychological problems or something. So I don't know. I'm going to be very curious. Hey, Allison, my father's alibi. It's good to see you. Here for today. Yeah. How much remorse does he have? It's a good question. He has money from his grandfather, Carl. Yeah. But I think if you kill somebody, you don't get your inheritance, right? I mean, I know Carl was the grandfather. Taterbug, your theory is unpopular. I'm game for a theory if you're brave enough to write it. Hey, Krista, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Hey, Jack in the Forest. In Nick's case, I think it depends a lot on whether or not his siblings beg for leniency or to throw the book at him, surviving kids. So they just said there's a moratorium on the death penalty in California. I mean, I guess you could technically still get it, but they're not putting anybody to death. I was honestly surprised California has it. I'm just thinking he'll be in prison for life regardless. I can't imagine he wouldn't be. Forensic RN, I'm not ignoring, but hopping in my car and going to leave work, be back home when I get home. Well, be careful. You think Nick was out of mind due to drugs? Yeah. That's another thing. So that's a bad look for him. I mean, obviously, a lot of things are bad luck. But the fact that he then goes to this convenience store and then, I believe if I've read it right, then he went to a hotel and took a shower or something. So to clean it up. That's an intentional thing. He's aware of what he has just done. So that kind of takes an insanity plea off the table. You think he's the victim of a satanic ritual sexual abuse as a child by his father because the grandfather did it to Rob. Oh, interesting. I need to research this. Wendy. Yeah. Writing, you're so sweet to try to get me subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate it. If everybody in here is a subscriber, that would be awesome. Lolly says, I think we'll know more in time and our own opinions will waver a dozen times. Well said. You're exactly right. Sunny, New York City. He'll get life. I think so too. He'll get life. I'd be shocked if there's even a trial. How would they know that? I mean, you could speculate that. I mean, somebody called out. Wasn't all in Walshe. So somebody called. Taylor, I have information and patterns to back up my theory. You need to look up Kelly Van Dyke, another Hollywood kid who was sexually satanic ritual abuse. Interesting. Leslie basically said, sure. Yeah, sure. Just call me Wendy. Mia, if he's not in prison for life, then I'd like to know who would like to be his neighbor when he's out. Yeah, no kidding. I think he's a total danger to society. So were the parents asleep? I really haven't gotten into all the details, like what time of night it was. Because honestly, we think about that. So Sunday night, I was supposed to fly out with my mom. While we're sitting at the gate, they just came on and said, the flight's canceled. See you tomorrow at 10. Like, okay. So we went and got a hotel room at the hotel at the airport just because it's just easier, trust me. And when we were in the hotel room, and it was just like 9 and the Reiner news was coming on. So that would have been 7 in California. So they couldn't have been in bed, right? And I want to know more about Conan O'Brien's party. I got a lot of questions. His actions, Top Cat, hey, his actions after the crime showed that he knew right from wrong and was out of sound mind. And was of sound mind. Yeah, I agree. It's very interesting about the sacrificing to Satan. I don't know. If he's in prison, he'll get sober. You know what, though? What a lot of addicts say? That you can get drugs in prison easier than you can on the streets. Have y'all heard that? I've heard that. I don't remember where. And does anybody know anyone who's been in Homestead prison or how I can get a former prisoner on my show? Just like not my usual network. And I'd love to. I've seen them on STS, but I'd like to get some other people because I don't want to copy the STS. But like get the same ladies. I'd like to get somebody else. Because I want to know, when do they get visitors? Because then I read they're allowed to hug and kiss initially, but then they have to sit across the table. But then somebody else said, no, it's no contact. So what is it? Yes, you did, Taterbug. You told us it was a theory. You're sticking to it. I'm doing lots of deep digging. I love a theory. Hey, Rebecca. Good to see ya. Hey, Crash. That's a new name here. Good to see you. Please subscribe. I appreciate all y'all. Just say, Julie, you can't entertain conspiracy theories. I know. I appreciate that. Taterbug, you know AJ isn't doing it for free. No, he's not doing it for free. Somebody said, oh, I think he's going to do this pro bono. I don't even know where I saw that. I was like, he ain't doing anything pro bono. Yeah, you could have a trust. That's true, Kristen H. Hey, Plays in the Dirt. Good to see you. Is there a mental ward in a men's prison where he'd be housed? He's not stable, in my opinion. Oh, I agree. Do y'all remember that case we watched? I think Beach Bum, you were there. It was like the cult thing in Georgia where the girl stabbed her baby. It was awful. And did they do an insanity thing? And then she goes to basically, it's like a mental hospital prison for women, I think. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? And the guy like was a cult and he had them all drinking their own urine. Oh, I know I'm sounding crazy. YB, hey, I'm here on Vancouver Island for the past month. My mother in care home and closing her apartment. Oh, well, I hope it's going as well as it could be. Taylor, who wants to be my neighbor? Yeah. No, yeah, I can't be like Wendy. No, no, no. Absolutely not. Did y'all watch the Brian Walsh sentencing? So I was really sad. Anna Walsh had one person there do a victim impact statement. They said other letters were submitted, But it broke my heart. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, have y'all ever thought like, God, I wonder who would come to my funeral or who would speak? Now I know she's from Serbia, right? But like people that testified, and maybe it was just too painful for them to read, and so they've sent the letters. But it broke my heart a little bit. I'm gonna play. Anna's sister. I can't pronounce her name, so I apologize. Her victim impact statement, but this was the only victim impact statement today.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. You may be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexandra Dmitrievich, and I'm the sister of Anna Walshe. I am here today to represent myself and my mother. I want to share with the court how losing my sister in January 2023 has forever changed our lives and left us with an unbearable emptiness. Losing my sister Anna so unexpectedly has altered our world in ways we never imagined. Anna was not just my sister. She was someone I grew up with, someone who knew me in ways no one else ever will. I struggle with the grief that comes without warning, hoping every morning that this is all just a terrible dream. The most painful part of this loss is knowing her children must now grow up without their mother's hand to hold. They now face a lifetime of milestones, big and small, where her absence will be deeply and painfully felt. This tragedy has also devastated my mother. She has developed severe depression and chronic exhaustion. Every single day, she carries the weight of losing her daughter. Our entire family is still learning how to live with this emptiness. Holidays and birthdays are now silent reminders of her absence. Because of the circumstances of my sister's death, we were denied the opportunity to say a final goodbye and to observe our customs, adding a layer of profound, unfinished grief to our loss. Anna was a mother, a daughter, a sister, and a friend. Her life was unfairly taken. We miss her beyond words. While we recognize that no sentence can bring her back, we ask the court to consider the permanent, long-lasting impact this loss has had on our family, especially her children. We stand in agreement with the Commonwealth and their recommendations. Finally, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the investigators, the Commonwealth's office, and everyone who has worked tirelessly on this case. Your dedication to seeking justice for my sister has provided our family with a sense of support during our darkest hours. Your Honor, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share the full weight of this incomprehensible act. Anna will never be forgotten. We will carry her light and her memory with us forever. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's not like sad. I mean, obviously it's sad. It just broke my heart. Can you imagine like you have to go to another country, go to their court, read this victim impact statement? I was watching her though to see. I felt like she was looking at him. Y'all tell me what you think. Let me take this comment off. No, it's hard.
Your Honor, we have no other victim impact statements.
So what I want to know is why is he there in normal clothes? I mean, he's like in a Brooks Brothers 3/4 zip cashmere sweater. Why is he not in prison clothes? He is convicted. Does anybody here from Massachusetts? Oh, he was under house arrest for his painting fraud, which he tried to sell some Andy Warhol paintings on eBay. Let me see. I put the
Other than the ones
pictures in
who-
here. So he tried to sell them. They were fake paintings as the real thing on eBay. I think he got 80,000 for them, but when the person got them, they realized they were fake. So fraud.
Submitted in writing.
All right.
But basically, because he was waiting sentencing and he was the caregiver to the kids because Anna was in DC, we're going back and forth. That's how he got to be under house arrest. But they had a nanny, so
Thank you.
I was going to show y'all.
That the defendant be sentenced to a series of consecutive sentences on the charges to run from and after his federal case in which he received
Let me
a sentence
just get-
after 0 legally conveyed was his
This was
wife
with
and the
the
mother.
prosecutor.
But we put it in there so the court.
I kind of just took all this out of the sentencing and made my own video, but I just want to get to the judge of her leaving it. But I inserted photos in here.
Immensely.
Let me get.
Future crimes, consecutive sentences, that's excessive and
There is no task facing a judge that is more important or more difficult than crafting an appropriate sentence. The legislature mandates that the only appropriate sentence for the jury's verdict, murder in the first degree, is life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I didn't know that he used her eBay account. Oof.
That's
I have pictures in here in part of the sentencing that shows what he sold versus what the real paintings look like.
sentence is immensely appropriate and just, given your murderous acts and the life trauma that you've inflicted upon your own children. As to counts 2 and 3, I have wide discretion in sentencing. I want to state my rationale for your sentences on those 2 counts on the record now. I have considered various factors with regard to my sentence for counts 2 and counts 3, to which you pled guilty on November 18th, 2025. Specifically, I've considered the severity of the crimes, their nature and circumstances, and your role in those crimes, the need to deter others from committing comparable crimes, and your prior criminal record, namely your federal fraud case. As to the latter, your criminal history shows.
Okay, so I'll pause this for a second. So the paintings on the left were the real ones. Now, I don't know what this is. You could look at this painting a couple ways, but I feel like it's like a machete, which I find really ironic. But on the left, so those are authentic Andy Warhol paintings. And then on the right, that is what he sold on eBay. Yeah. So then when the guy that bought them, got them, oh, Brian also spent like 30 something thousand of what he got from these paintings, like within like a week. I mean, what did he spend that on? How do you spend 30 something $1,000 in a week? Unless you're at a casino, but.
Goes a long and well-documented history of deceitful and manipulative behavior. I've considered your character or lack thereof, your behavior, and your background. With regard to the nature and circumstances of the offenses, as to indictment 002, in the approximately 4 hours of interviews spanning 4 days, you concocted a detailed, completely fabricated story of what happened to Anna Walshe on January 1st, 2023, in order to cover up your murder of her and disposal of her body.
Hey, Jack in the Forest, I believe from his father, it was just money, not just, but his dad was worth a lot of money. He was like a really well-known neurologist out of Massachusetts. You know, they've got some of the world's best healthcare. He was very accomplished, and the dad wrote him out of the will, I guess because he knew he was a fraud. But Brian's an only child, went to boarding school, went to Carnegie Mellon, didn't finish there, but yeah, spoiled kid.
Your lies triggered a multi-day, extensive missing persons investigation. A command center was set up in Cohasset and was manned by various law enforcement, to include the Cohasset Police Department and the Massachusetts State Police. And local and Massachusetts resources were deployed to Washington, D.C. to investigate at Anna's home. Because of your lies, thousands of hours of investigative resources.
All right, thanks, Beach Bum. She says he took $1 million and real estate deal before he was written out of the will, if she has that right.
Were wasted and diverted from other deserving cases and investigations.
Oh,
As to the
and he was buying sports memorabilia to commit fraud again. Wow, he's a winner.
nature and circumstances of count 3, the improper disposal of Anna Walshe's body. The seriousness of your acts cannot be overstated. Your acts in dismembering your wife's body and disposing of her remains in multiple area dumpsters can only be described as barbaric and incomprehensible. You had no regard for the lifelong mental harm that your criminal acts inflicted on your then 2, 4, and 6-year-old sons, not only in taking their mother, but also, as is specific to this charge, in never being able to properly grieve that loss to say goodbye to their mom. And I hear today the same is equally true of a sister who never was able to say a proper goodbye to her sister, a mother.
So did y'all know, because there's no body, no remains or anything for Anna, she's never been allowed to have a funeral, I guess, in whatever church they're a part of. So they don't even have a death certificate for her. Now that I think he's been convicted, hopefully they'll get that. But Massachusetts, you know, things are just a little different there. How sad. But the children, Jack in the Forest, yeah, they are the victims. And that's what breaks my heart. Who will raise them? My understanding is they're all in foster care because her mom and her sister live in Serbia. So they're not United States citizens. And our government doesn't just let the children go to another country. And then thank God Brian's mom didn't get them. They deemed her not fit for whatever reason. Yeah, I think we all can see why. But so my understanding is that they're in foster care. I don't know if now there's something Anna's sister can do. There's not a whole lot out there when I try to research it just because it involves minors. And happy birthday, Rebecca. So is it your birthday or a friend's birthday? Happy birthday. And Tater says Jack stole money from his father while he was alive and then tried to forge his will after he was dead. What an amazing guy. Yeah, those boys. Oh my God.
Who never was able to say a proper goodbye to her daughter, and many friends who had the same loss. As to indictments 2 and 3, I have considered the sentencing guidelines, the aggravating factors. There are no mitigating factors in this case. And I also sought out and considered information from the Massachusetts Sentencing Commission, again, which I shared with the parties earlier this week, in particular sentencings in 2022 and 2023 of defendants who were convicted of murder and or voluntary manslaughter, along with a Chapter 2.
I found this picture online. I just loved it. There are 3 boys. I mean, these were the victims.
268, Section 13B conviction. This is not a guideline case. Finally, as to the first-degree murder conviction, I have considered the loss of the life of an innocent, remarkable woman, Anna Walshe, and its devastating impact on her children, as relayed to me in the letter from DCF, her family, as relayed to me in her sister's victim impact statement today, friends in their victim impact statements, and the community. In the trial testimony of Jem Mutlu and Alyssa Kirby,
I mean, how is he just sitting there in a white shirt that's like neatly pressed? I mean, he looks like he's like going to a men's luncheon. His hair is disgusting while he is not there in a prison jumpsuit.
a little bit
frankly.
of Anna Walshe, her warm, powerful, and embracing spirit came to life in this historic courtroom. I have carefully listened to the moving victim impact statement, to the oral written sentencing arguments made by the Commonwealth and by Mr. Walshe. It's clear to me that Anna was a bright light in the lives of many people. She lifted people up. I am sure that nothing I say and no sentence I can impose, even a life sentence, will lessen the grief that Anna Walshe's family, her mother, sister, and 3 boys, extended like family confidants.
Wow, riding shotgun. This is good information. So Brian had the real Warhol paintings and hired 2 forgers, had photographed the authenticity stamps from the real ones, then framed the fakes so they couldn't check the stamps. What a piece of crap. So where are the real ones? We don't know. But y'all are right. Someone said another Adelson. Totally. Mama just trying to solve everything.
Friends and others have endured and will continue to endure.
True.
Although I consider the letter of Diana Walshe, I simply cannot reconcile the person Diana Walshe.
Okay, I have Diana Walsh's photo on the screen. Y'all, she gives me the heebies. It's like those people you see at a haunted house, but like this is a real life person. God, she gives me the heebies badly. But apparently she wrote a statement and the judge wouldn't read it and just is saying, there's no way I can believe what you've written here. But did y'all hear that all throughout the trial, she was leaving Brian notes on the defense table and they kept telling her, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then on his conviction day, the day of the verdict, they made her leave the courtroom because she had done that again. I've only read this on Reddit, not in a legit news article, but I'd love it if anyone knows.
Describes in her letter with the person who stands before me for sentence. Mr. Walshe, you can stand. Mr. Walshe, you will live with the guilt and burden of Anna Walshe's death for the rest of your life. As to count 1, the jury having convicted you of murder in the 1st degree, I sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As to indictment 2, lying to the police in connection with the investigation of a life felony, I sentence you to no less than 19 years, no more than 20 years, the statutory maximum, in prison to be served consecutive to the life sentence in 001. The legislature caps the maximum sentence for the improper disposal of a body at 3 years in state prison. As to indictment 003, the improper disposal of the body of your wife, Anna Walshe, I sentence you to no less than 2 years, 364 days, and no more than 3 years in state prison to run consecutive to the sentences in 001 and 002. I want to make one other notation with regard to the sentences that I'm giving today. Earlier in this case, I identified that there was an error in Mr. Walsh's III. That error persists to today. Specifically, so the record is clear, as I understand Mr. Walsh's prior federal sentence, he was sentenced to 37 months in federal prison. That sentence was to run concurrent with any state sentence that was given in this case. This morning, I asked probation to run his III again, and it is still incorrect. It is showing a 5-year probationary sentence. At my direction, the probation department in the last month, or perhaps a little bit longer, contacted the federal probation office in Boston to correct what.
Is that alarming to anybody else that, especially somebody who's got all this attention on them, they don't even have his sentencing correct in the system, whatever this III is? It's supposed to be 37 months, but it's just showing 5 years probation. It just makes you think, like, who's running around out there that shouldn't be?
I think is an obvious error in his III. It has not been corrected, and it stands still today as showing 5 years of probation as the sentence. To the extent that confuses anything in my sentencing, I want the record to reflect that, again, it's my understanding he was sentenced to 37 months in federal prison to run concurrent with this sentence that I'm now imposing today. Madam Clerk, you may impose the sentence. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Walsh, the jury having returned a guilty verdict on charge 1, murder in the first degree, you were sentenced to the state prison for the term of your natural life. Count 2, witness intimidation, you having entered a guilty plea to that, sir, you're sentenced to 20 years, 19 years, not less than 19, not more than 20 years, to run from and after your life sentence on count 1. On count 3, improper disposal of a body, you're sentenced to not less than 2 years and 364 days and not more than 3 years to run from and after the sentence on count 2. You will receive 1,076 days credit for time deemed served while awaiting the disposition of this matter. All fees and fines in this matter are waived. You're all set, Mr. Walsh. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
He is custody. There's his mom.
Madam Clerk.
Goodbye.
Ugh, sick. That's true, Karen. You said honest family and friends may have been fearful of becoming targets of the public looky-loos Karen Reed territory. That was a spectacle. That's true. It just made me sad. Like, I don't know if that happened to my friend, I would want to be there to speak, but you know, I haven't been in that situation, so I don't know what that would be like. He could have sold her body parts, Kristen. I mean, I guess he could have, but somebody wrote down in the comments about his mom. I think she was involved. I absolutely do. John Smith, these people make me glad I got my ass busted for doing wrong growing up. No kidding. We got the belt. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't do what your parents said, you were in big trouble. Kristen H, yeah, who thinks Brian's mom helped? I do. I absolutely do. See, there's some that say she was there that night, New Year's Eve. That guy who had dinner there was named Jim. He said he never saw her, but she had supposedly had this cataract surgery, and he was going to drive her home the next day. Brian was. So the Gucci necklace was broken. I'm envisioning, like, I could see that mom. She just looks like she'd have a temper, and she would just like grab that necklace. And then Brian would help mommy out. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Jack in the forest. It's one thing to kill someone, another thing to kill your spouse, and altogether other thing to dismember a person who was your spouse. There should be a special sentencing for such a horrific act. I agree. And do you know if he was only convicted of that, it's only 3-year sentence? I mean, that blows me away. Yeah, Beach Bum. We grew up learning right and wrong the hard way sometimes. Yeah, Rabbit. Definitely suspicious of Diana. I agree. Brian's a total fool because of his Google searches and cleaning purchases. I agree. And have y'all watched Emily C? She's kind of a newer YouTuber, like in the last few months. But she made a good point. She was on Kathy with Rumor, Gossip, Innuendo. What kind of a man makes a list? Men don't make lists when they go to the store. Women make lists. So did mom like help him and make the list for him? And supposedly they never searched her phone. So I don't know. Kristen H. He's another one that hasn't watched Dateline or Court TV. Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. Jack, says C Fortune. Hey, C Fortune. Hey, here for today. Did they investigate his mother? So my understanding is they interviewed her, but they never like did Cellbrite on her phone or anything like that. Rebecca, the kids are in state foster care. And I just hope they're all three together. I mean, they can try that, but sometimes that can be hard too. I will never forget years ago, my husband and I, we were at IHOP. I don't know why, but there was a family there. These people that like had all these foster kids. They drove this huge passenger van. I mean, I think they had like 10 foster kids. And when I tell you they were the most disgusting couple I've ever seen. I mean, they were clearly like doing it for the checks, and they were just rude to the children. And you know, the syrup at IHOP, how like you pour, they were like licking it. And it made me so sad for all those kids. And they all just like had on dirty clothes. And I'm not saying that's all foster homes her parents, but it really upset me. YB says, I can't believe such people exist that don't want crime. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, C Fortune. Please subscribe. Yeah. The judge is mad she didn't like him. That lady, she ordered, I mean, she definitely took charge of her courtroom. Like, you knew she was in control for sure. And I love that she didn't read Diana Walsh's letter, you know. And I know we all love Everett, but like the way that Harvey just got to go on and on really pisses me off. Yeah, those are his actual sons here for today. It was, I think, on Anna's Instagram. Blue River, I'm going to miss the female prosecutor saying, Anna. Jack in the Forest, oh my God, to insert completely innocent children into the foster care system is a crime in itself. Travesty of justice. I'm a divorced dad. My heart cries for those boys. I know. I mean, it is sickening. And then I was reading again on Reddit, so it's probably not true, that the sister lives in Canada and she got the kids, but then couldn't handle them and gave them back to the state. I'm not believing that for a second. Karen, agree, Jack. Hard labor at the very least. C Fortune, oh my God, how sad. They're in foster care. Do you know if they're together? I hope so. Such a horrible situation. I had heard they were trying to keep them together, but there's just not a lot out there on it because they're minors. Taterbug, this is a prime example, just like Wendy, when you hate your spouse more than you love your children. Well said. The judge sounded nervous. I don't know if she sounded nervous. I think she was disgusted by him. I felt like she sounded today like she did during the trial, but I could be wrong. Same with Koberger, YB, who turned off his phone to commit it, then turned it back on 45 minutes later. And somebody, when we were talking about toxic mother-sons, said that Koberger talked to his mother for hours a day. What is wrong with these people? Kristen, someone kind will adopt those boys and raise them together in a good home. I am manifesting. I know. I would do it. Well, happy birthday, Rebecca. Your Betsy's birthday, and yours is 1 month from today. So January 18th will be Rebecca's birthday. Yeah. Beach bum. Don't let Brian work in prison culinary. I don't think he's going to do well in prison. I mean, he was already shanked in jail, right? I mean, he's kind of like a mama's boy, preppy boy. Yeah, I guess the kids will inherit her estate, which again brings me to another thing. Like, are the foster people going to know that? I don't know. Yeah, Lolly, his mother's statement was mute. And the fact that she wore hot pink, again, so inappropriate. To me, I'm going to dress for someone's sentencing. I'm going to dress like I'm going to a funeral, like a more muted color. But, you know, Wendy also wears open-toed espadrilles in court. So I would wear a closed-toe leather. Kristen H. Koberger thought he would outsmart cops with his criminology education. Yeah, 46 days later, they caught him. Yep. Yeah, plays in the dirt. They weren't good copies. I agree. You hope Anna's life insurance goes into a trust. I agree. Speaking of Christmas cheer, last night at the Beau Rivage, they had A Christmas Story, a musical. It was so good. It was really, really good. It was cute. I mean, it was well done. It was better than some shows I've seen in New York. C Fortune, oh my God, just like the Adelsons, in this case, mommy will put money on his books. Absolutely. And he'll be extorted in prison. And I can imagine a Massachusetts prison. Yeah, which comes to mind. I love Home Alone. Yeah, y'all think she looks creepy? Yeah, as John Smith says, Molly Sturgis from Green Acres. Yeah, Beach Bum agrees. Yeah, I don't get wearing bright pink at sentencing of your son. Gray or black be more appropriate. Absolutely. But she was obviously trying to make her statement. Jack in the Forest, he went to such extreme measures to defraud. He could have put all that energy and ingenuity into lawful stuff. What's wrong with Brian's mom? Professor Snape. Yeah, pink is so inappropriate. Writing. I haven't heard if he offloaded the real Warhol or if the guy he took them from was able to get them back. Yeah, the guy's nuts. Yep. Somebody commented recently. I mean, we all know Wendy is allegedly guilty. But why has she never spoken once at a victim impact statement? I mean, we know she hated Dan. But of the 5 convictions, why wouldn't she speak as the mother of his 2 sons? That to me is guilt. But I want to show y'all. So I'm going to have Professor Joe on soon. As soon as we get a date. I was trying to give her a break. So this is Donna's probable cause affidavit. And as I've been reading these, as y'all know, because there's a video on hers and Charlie's and Katie's and Sigfredo's, it's interesting to see how they grow each time through the years. But when you're reading it, I mean, yes, it talks about how Wendy wanted to relocate and Wendy got divorced. But then when you start getting down into like all of this, all the timestamps, like the morning of July 18th, there is a call where we know Wendy called Charlie for 18 minutes. But it's really all like Katie and Charlie and Donna. So I'm asking, what will Wendy's probable cause affidavit look like? I mean, we can all sit here and be like, she changed the name, she did all these things, right? But I'm asking, maybe playing devil's advocate. I would like to know. Back to Diana Walsh. Crash says, I heard it yesterday on another YouTube channel that she was seen trying to pass a note to him, so they removed her. Yeah, that's what I heard. So what do y'all think about Wendy's? I'm going to scroll down. I'm glad Wendy didn't dare give a victim impact statement. It would just be more cruelty heaped on Ruth and Phil, although she's not above it. That's true. But it just to me, it's just like she didn't even try to go and find the real killers, right? Like Krista Koss is like, why don't you help? Why don't you help find them? Why don't you? Good question. Why don't you? But when you see all of this in the probable cause affidavit, and it implicates obviously Charlie and Donna and Katie, where's the evidence? That's right. Do y'all think there's more calls between Wendy and Charlie? Yeah. When I was reading one of the probable cause affidavits, I think it was Charlie's, and it said that based on like their cell phone conversations, it was obvious they were also communicating another way, which I found interesting, which to me implies like a burner phone. I wonder if there's anything that they can do on those cell tower networks to identify like burner phones that were connected to those towers. Nothing would surprise me this day and age. Yeah. Yep, I agree, C. Fortune. The fact she ratted out her brother in less than 2 seconds flat, plus driving past his house, just screams guilt. It does. I'm putting together a video of Wendy in each trial. It's a shorter video, but it's just like, it's not my family. It's not my family. And then by this last one, it's anybody should be held responsible. And Jackie's like, even if it's you, anyone. She doesn't say, it's not me. It's kind of like a confession in my mind. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree here for today. So there's some evidence being held back by Georgia. But then I'll see comments and people are like, y'all, if they had the goods, they would arrest her. So then I think about that. Jack in the Forest. I get so depressed sometimes at how all the evil and bad go unpunished versus all the good and honest suffer. I understand why some people lose faith. I get it. Yeah. Oh, Lolly, Jeff said Wendy had a burner phone. Did I miss that? I remember he said she went and bought literally a new phone because she thought they had bugged her phone. Like it's back in the 50s. Remember in the old movies where they put an actual device up. Yeah. Well, we know they got Donna's what? iPad, iPhone, MacBook. There's got to be more there. But Wendy's crafty, but she's also can be sloppy. Here for today. Oh, this is a good point. They should compare the amount of phone activity the morning of the murder to the other mornings. Yeah, I think they did a little bit, but it is crazy. Like, look at this. So this is the morning of the murder, okay? I mean, Donna, Wendy, and Charlie. Well, first of all, Charlie and Donna were like on the phone at 1 a.m. And then at 8 a.m., Donna's contacting Wendy. Then 9:12, Charlie's contacting Wendy. Wendy's contacting Charlie. Charlie and Donna. Charlie and McBanois. I mean, holy crap. In the whole amount of an hour. At that point, I hadn't even talked to anybody on the phone during the day. So that to me is very, very strange. Yeah, her number of calls on July 18th were excessive. Yeah, I mean, she was calling like everybody in her friggin' phone book trying to get her alibi because Geek Squad came so early. I wonder if she talked to Sigfredo more too. Yeah, you were close, C Fortune. You just missed the O. But sometimes we just call him Sigfredo. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Kawas. That's right, because in the first trial, Kawas says, we got all of Charlie Adelson's iCloud. Of course, that's a terrible accent. So only Charlie would back up all his criminal stuff to the iCloud. Oh, C Fortune, you get nervous with her immunity promises. Don't be nervous about those. There's nothing in them. I mean, she's terrible on the stands. Yes, writing. Let's Georgia have the holidays and come January. I'm hoping that. I'm going to tell y'all, if something doesn't happen pretty soon in the new year, it's going to be bad. Mr. C, did I win any money? I did not, but my mother did. Let me tell you, she has, so my parents have like a merged MGM account. She had like $750 in free play. So she left like $2,000 something more than she went to the casino with. She's like, yeah, well, I only used $400. I said, Mom, but you have to factor in the free play. I mean, I get that it was free play, but still, that's like money. And she just didn't understand what I was saying. So I just left it alone. But no. But I didn't do terrible. We had just been to Vegas. So I kind of had it out of my system. A New Year's arrest, that would be amazing. C Fortune, just like here in retrial with Higgins, who admitted he broke his SIM card and dumped it in a military base. It was just acceptable. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was just cutting through a military base and I just decided to dump my phone in one dumpster and the SIM card in another. Yeah. Just like what we all do. Stay tuned. I also wanted to tell y'all about, okay, you know how they say, if you're out, you see something, say something, right? We all hear it. So Sunday night, my mom and I were supposed to fly out of Nashville, and our flight was supposed to be at like 7 o'clock. Then it got pushed back to 8. I mean, it's like a 45-minute flight. Fine. Well, when we were checking in the airline, there was a guy in front of us in line. And he was, first of all, it was freezing outside. I mean, I think it was like single digits Sunday night. He had on shorts, like a khaki style shorts. Then he had on tennis shoes that looked to be 20 years old. I mean, they were barely, like the soles were barely hanging on. And he was kind of like twerky, like kind of like this a little bit, just like jerky. And then he had a jacket on, just like a light kind of windbreaker type jacket and a ball cap. And I thought, is this guy going to the casino? I mean, this is strange. And we're all just standing there. I mean, it took like 20 minutes to get through this line. And then we get up there and he says to the lady, "Oh, I'm flying to Japan." And I'm thinking, well, that is not what you wear on a 20-hour flight to Japan. And I'm flying Air Canada. So immediately I'm going, okay, why are you on Air Canada and you're going to Japan and you're dressed like this? And I'm just thinking, this guy's like whacked out of his mind. And he walked off. We didn't see him again. So then we go through the TSA and we get to our gate and we're sitting there. And then they just come on and say, your flight's canceled. See you at 10 tomorrow morning. So our flight was then 10 a.m. on Monday. So we're back in the airport. It's like 8:15 Monday. And this guy, he's walking right here again down the check-in areas, like at the, different airlines. And I'm like, okay, this is too weird. He's here. Obviously, he didn't go to Japan, and he's wearing the exact same outfit. I said, "Mom, that is not normal. I'm going to say something." She's like, "Oh, God, Leslie, don't get involved. Don't get involved." I said, "Well, I'm saying something." So I went up to the TSA guy, and I said, "Listen, I'm just going to tell you. They say see something, say something. And I just saw something last night, and I'm seeing it again today, and I just described it. Something's weird." And the guy's like, "Huh? Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. Let me get my manager." "Yeah, okay." And so then the manager comes over. He's like, "Okay, well, I'll radio down to them." So, when people it just made me think of Jeff Lacoste. Like I always think back to the Adelson case. When people are like, "Oh, he didn't call the police because she joked about the hitman," or she said that in all seriousness. There's really nothing they can do. I mean, and here I am seeing something sketchy. I think the guy walks from the airport probably to pickpockets or like looking for somebody just leaving a bag unattended. That is my guess. But again, I don't know. I just thought if I see on the news this guy's gone crazy in the Nashville airport, it's not going to be on my, I'm going to know I turned him in. Hey, Eric, do you think they'll subpoena George Snaggletooth Estrada if Wendy gets arrested? Oh, yeah. That's why I secretly had wondered, did they get married? Because then don't you get like a spousal protection? I know enough to be dangerous. Yeah, Kristen's very sad. He flew his helicopter hundreds of times to bring goods to flood victims last year. Are we talking about the guy who wrecked or died in his plane crash today? Sorry, I was just on my TSA rant. It's just frustrating. Like you try to tell somebody like, this is not right. I mean, I have a pretty good like spidey sense or whatever you want to say. Yeah, the greatest thing is when they busted Donna at the airport because she talked about leaving the country. Yeah. Yeah. Dan's like, you might get out. You might get out. Yeah. Blue River, Sigfredo Garbagicia. That's true. That was a good impression of Tara Kwas. I know I do terrible with my impressions. People are always like, that's so damn bad. Oh, writing. For all we know, Georgia is sitting up in bed, reading glasses in place, smiling as she turns the page on Wendy's diary, which she's had all along. Wouldn't that be awesome? Then other people say, look, y'all, it's done. The Markells are doing a movie deal. It's done. I don't know. Yeah, that's great. Free play. I know. I had like $300 something. It didn't turn out too well for me. But it's funny. So my mom and I will always like pull a little bit of money together. Like we'll each put 100 in. And like that'll be the group winnings. But every time it's a group thing, it never wins. But then when it's just her, she wins. So last night she's like, I'm trying to show you what to play. And I've had some good wins before, but I said, Mom, it's all. I said, Mom, I took statistics. I took calculus. It's all like chance. I mean, there's YouTube channels out there about it. Your fiance cleans George's pool. Small world. She's awesome. I love that. That's very cool, Rebecca. Karen, the prosecutor needed Wendy to help convict the others. Stay tuned for what Georgia will divulge once Wendy is indicted and does not have immunity protection. Jury might convict in record time. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, Jack in the Forest. Sorry, I missed your video about adventures with your mom. Where'd you go? What'd you do? You seem like a loving daughter. Thank you. So each year, each December, we go down to Beau Rivage, which is in Biloxi, Mississippi. It's really nice. So MGM does these flights and they, it's free. And you fly from Nashville. It's a charter plane. It's not like a Learjet. I mean, it's like a Southwest plane. And they fly you there. And then you get on a charter bus from the Gulfport, Mississippi airport, and they bus you over to the hotel. And you get like a really nice room, 4 nights. The hotel's lovely. It's very nice. And it's free. So we always go on this trip. And they give us tickets to the Christmas show. And I mean, there's tons of people on it. But it's just as your parents get older, it's tough. It's like, I don't know. Like, where'd you get that purse? How much was that? Where'd you get that? Were you saving money? Oh, what was that nail color? When'd you get that? When'd you start getting that color red? Huh, what's that? Well, I'm winning. You need to play the slots. I'm telling you, you're betting too low. I said, Mom, I'm not doing $8 bets. If I do an $8 bet, like it's going to be over real fast. I understand the more you bet, the bigger you win. But I remember the days going to the casino when we had buckets of quarters with my grandmother. That was like 20 years ago. Oh, my oversized tortoise. Are y'all talking about my glasses? Oh, you're talking about George's. Yeah, she wears peepers also. And I know people will comment that they hate my glasses, but I don't care. I'm in front of a computer and I like a good reader with a little blue light protection. Yeah, Tally is a small town. I really swore I saw Harvey last night, but it wasn't. But I was about to. Like my stomach was turning and like, oh my God. But it wasn't him. I wonder if the Adelsons ever went to casinos. Rebecca, I love it. You heard Georgia a few weeks ago. Y'all, Rebecca lives in Tallahassee. So she goes to events where Georgia speaks. So she's heard her like off of the social media, like her saying, stay tuned. So I just worry because their memories seem to be fading. Their Markells are getting older. George on the stand, that would be riveting. Yeah, let's just hope he gets Invisalign beforehand. Oh, I agree, Kristen. Rebecca, you need a picture with Georgia. It could be your Christmas card. Do people in Tallahassee think of her as like such a goddess like we all do? Oh, thanks, Tater. Yeah, I was trying to be safe, but I don't know. TSA was like, yeah, okay. Oh, so sad. Crashed his plane, had his wife and 2 daughters aboard with him. So sad. Yeah, snaggletooth. I don't understand, too, how a man he's had good jobs. I mean, good corporate jobs. He could get some orthodontia. I mean, he's put his kids through good colleges. I'm assuming he's put them through. And you get on a payment plan at the orthodontist. Mr. C, that is the best. We should watch that real quick. Let's watch Donna's arrest video. Why wasn't I notified about the warrant? God, it's so Donna, isn't it? Like, and she was hot and they were like giving her water. You know what I love about the one thing I do love about the Massachusetts court is how like they bring Brian Walshe in, or they did, just like right down that center aisle every morning. I mean, can you imagine? Like you're just sitting there and all of a sudden, like the convict guys coming out, it would freak me out. Right. Hold on. No, I gotta share. This never gets old. Like if you're ever just having a bad day, just watch Donna's arrest video.
Hi, how are you? You have your ID? Adelson? Oh, okay, nice to meet you. Yeah. You're under arrest. Your cell phone? No, I don't want to give it to you. Why do I have to? Because my attorney.
No, my attorney says, listen to her. No, my attorney says, no.
Why do I have to give it to you? This is evidence. Evidence. She's under arrest. I have to go with you. I have to go. You don't have no choice. I can help you. No, I have to stay. Please don't do this. You need to grab the bags. Take the bags. Yeah. And you need to wait outside. Okay.
My husband's almost 80 years old. He can't
Yeah,
come
I
with
can't.
me?
Please, can I? No, you can't join me there. Oh, don't do this, please.
Please.
Harvey, can I go? Can I go with her? Listen to her. My husband's almost 80 years old. Yeah, I think Harvey's been doing just fine without her.
Oh,
Someone's
God.
got to help him get home. This is terrible. You can't do this. This is insane.
Is that okay with you?
Please. Give us that bad as can, plus not going anywhere. Please. Please. Do you have anything in your pocket?
No, no.
Do you have anything of value in you?
No,
Plus you have a necklace on.
You wanna go?
I'll take it.
Yeah, take it off. Yeah.
And the earrings.
And the earrings, the rings, take everything. You give it to your husband. Because once you arrive at county jail, they're gonna make you remove all that.
Can I call my attorney?
You have a passport already?
Where am I going?
Which company finger?
Where am I going?
You're going to the Dade County jail.
They county jail.
Mr. C, are you serious? Charlie used to live near the Hard Rock Casino in Fort Lauderdale. So my parents are flying to Fort Lauderdale in a couple weeks. They're going on a cruise that they were given from MGM. But my mom's like, we love to go a day early because we love that Hard Rock Casino.
Right here, the one on top.
I'm sorry, remove your earrings.
So y'all know that's the bump guy, right? Over there in the black. Is that a members only jacket? That's and there's Pat Sanford. Who is it that loves Pat? Tell me y'all love him. He's a little short for me. I'm 5'9", so Pat looks like he's about 5'9".
1 minute.
Forensic, we're happy you're home. We're watching Donna's arrest, like the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, go back.
You take it right through here.
Yeah, let's go back out and just. You're making a mistake. No mistake. There's two mistakes. I tried to take it off. If you can get this off of me.
Can you take it off, please, Donna? I don't want to hurt her. Please.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Please.
It's getting. Listen to me.
Yeah, I'll call.
Get in an Uber, go home.
I will.
Take
I
it
will.
easy.
I will.
All right.
Yes.
Here,
If there's anything else in her person that she wants.
oh, it's coming, sweetheart. I got it's coming. Just a second.
Do you have her driver's license somewhere in chest?
I'm sorry?
Her driver's.
It's in my
Yeah.
it's in my purse.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, then you could give her.
Sir, do you need her passport or can I give it to the husband? The passport can I give it to
What's else?
Where is it?
It's in the blue and white, it's in the blue and white.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get her driver's license first.
I think the airline is Jack in the Force, like United Emirates or something. Airline has the flight attendants with the. It's more like a drape, I think, on the side of their face.
The license, the address on your license is correct?
Yes.
She needs all her, When she goes to the jail,
They're all in here though.
yes, they work, if I take them here, what would happen is when you go there, they possibly toss them out. So when you go to there, you would meet the nurse and the doctor, and then they'll work in conjunction with the hospital to get you whatever you need.
Yeah, but I don't have a list with me, I know what I
Yes.
I have a,
Is it multiple or is just one or two?
no, there's a bag of medication in here. Is that what you're asking me?
She can take medication. No, I know. I was just trying to find out if it was like one or two. Yeah, if it was one or two, then she maybe we could take the name down.
Do you need anything more from her?
Can I ask
So
you
we're good to
something?
go?
Can someone just get my husband outside and
So I'll get The gentleman here will assist him in any way.
I have the ring, hold on.
Let me have the ring, please.
Did she just say I have the ring? I knew there was a ring. I don't want to read too much into it.
That's crazy.
Okay.
All right, so I don't have the meds, honey, they're all in here. Give me 1 moment, please, hold on. 1 moment.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if I'd been in that airport, see this man standing here in the gray shirt holding his passport, he's looking like what? I would have had my cell phone out recording this going, what's going on? There's something going on. Marsh, you wanna go outside? Katie, you need to, I think she's okay. Yeah, sorry. The other night, Marshall just totally like peed in my office while I was talking. So I texted my husband and said, Marshall needs to go out. Mr. C, you're so funny. I love this music too. It's just like total elevator music. She went from holding a passport to, or having a passport to a FDOC card.
Go out or?
Just do it. It's funny, Tater. Well, look at this over here on the right. It says, together now, all together now. Yeah, Charlie and Donna are all together now. I still think even if they had gotten out and gotten to Vietnam, I know it's a quote non-extradition country. That still doesn't mean our people couldn't go over there and try and get them down. I don't see Harvey and Donna like, you know, in a bamboo hut surviving. Like they're not Indiana Jones. tall is she, Rebecca? Yeah, I think she'd had a lot of Xanax for the flight.
You have your case number, Phoebe? No. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm running 06 from now, from here, and then I'll get the case number for the video.
Crash says she's been incarcerated for 2 years, 1 month, 5 days for Hughes County. Jack in the Forest, Vietnam's my favorite Asian country. The Vietnamese are, in my humble opinion, the warmest and most approachable of any people outside the U.S. Love Vietnam food and their famous pho. I would love to go there one day. Yeah. Yes, Karen, that was the bump guy. He said, remember me? She has no idea that like she is now locked up for life. I think she probably thought, oh, I'll be out. This will be no big deal.
You want to use the other?
No, I mean, that won't work. The other one will be inside. I'll hold it. All right, there you go.
It's crazy how they just walk her through the airport. Goes baggage over here. Yeah, that's right. Donna had her planner just neatly left in the apartment. She missed her cosmetic procedure to get her arms done, where they like, I guess, remove the excess skin. Yeah, Anthony Bourdain, he loved Vietnam food. Now you're making me want pho. And this is true, Forensic RN, and it is because of how Harvey in this video, when she's like, oh, someone help him get an Uber. Oh my God, go home. I've just been thinking last 2 years, he's got dementia. Oh my God. And then when saw him at sentencing, like mind blown. If you think about it, everything they had on the Adelsons, they told on themselves. Charlie rambling to Katie and Dolce Vita, that did him in, got him arrested. All the phone calls back and forth, the bump, how they handled all that, the hot mic moment on the jail call, They literally, they did it to themselves.
Okay, we want to thank Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this body cam video. I mean, I think it's pretty clear from the body cams that we covered that it's not always safe.
By the way, I saw this guy at CrimeCon, and when I tell y'all he's tiny, do you ladies remember the store many years ago called Petite Sophisticate? I don't know. I think that was it in the mall. I mean, it's like just like tiny. This guy, when I tell you tiny, I mean, he's just a small guy. A lot of these TV personalities are small.
Out there, when you're hurt, it can be confusing. It can be scary. You don't really know where to turn. Well, Morgan & Morgan is actually the largest injury law firm in America. And at a time when you already have so much to think about, they're going to make it super easy for you. They have completely modernized the process because you submit your claim, you sign contracts, you upload documents.
This, oh wait, maybe I can. I have YouTube Premium. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
I would sit first. And then put your feet in. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. All right, welcome.
You know what's funny? This is the outfit Donna has worn from when she's transferred from Miami to Tallahassee, and then when they transfer her from Leon County to Wakulla, she wears it. And then I'm just going to assume, did she wear it when she was transferred to prison? I don't know. Remember when she got transferred to Wakulla before her trial, and she was so happy to have her Hokas on? She's like, oh my God, it just feels so much better.
You want to take my spot? You want more over? Okay, okay, I'll do that. Huh? No, that's okay. I'm gonna leave it like that. That means. Wait, you can have the car if you want, yeah? Let me leave the camera.
The address on the license is good.
Huh?
The address on the license.
What's the camera? Okay, recording.
I mean, people would say my eyeglasses are too big for my head, and mine are readers. Look at hers. Jack in the Forest. Pat Sanford is the FBI agent, the bald guy. The women crushed hard on him. I'll never understand why they waited so long. I mean, why didn't they just go on to Vietnam and watch Charlie's trial over there? Because they were just so convinced, I guess, that he would be free. It really shows how oblivious they are.
Okay.
I'm going to check you first, okay? Just stay still. Anything you have that may pinch me? I have nothing on. Okay. I still gotta ask. No, nothing. Still gotta ask. Okay.
2007. Copy. Yeah, it's still in status. On 14 kilo, second floor, door 1.
It's the most action Donna's had. Hey, a little bit wicked. Good to see you.
7 at United. 1928 at 109. Right? Yes, yes. And then I took a 15 with 3105. And I was arrival at 2035. Then you show up.
Jack in the Fort says everyone think the boys look like Harvey and Wendy looks like Donna. By boys, do you mean Rob and Charlie? I think Rob looks just like Donna. I don't know. I can't really picture Charlie, who he looks like.
Yeah. Air condition doesn't go to the back because of the bank, because of the plastic. Can we open this a little bit then? Absolutely. That's fine.
It'll be freezing. Yeah. You'll be glad you have it.
I love that. She's like hot, and they're like, well, you'll need it. It's going to be cold in jail. Whoever said it earlier, I think Mr. C and some others, yeah. She definitely had to have some Xanax. She was like getting medicated for that long flight. I mean, look at her. I agree now. That's Jill's favorite scene. I love when Donna has to drink like a baby bird in the back of the cruiser. Ooh.
Thank you. Do you know how long we're going to sit? Oh, how long we're going to sit here?
As soon as he comes back, he's going to take you from here to the warrant room and then to the facility.
See, this is what it's been like traveling with my mom for a few days. How long are we going to be here? How long is this line? How long? But I love it. How long are we sitting here? Jack in the Forest. Does everyone think Liz Holmes and Wendy intentionally bulge out their eyes to make them appear super duper big, innocent, and seductive? Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever information he took from you, I guess that's what he was missing, so he's going to input everything back.
Okay. So the next place is what? The warrant? What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say the next place was?
Well, see, what happened is the warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrants room for that information to get entered, and then after that gets entered, before we can take you to the jail, to the local jail.
Okay, because I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you if there wasn't something in place.
So aren't they supposed to inform? Aren't they supposed to inform me if there was a warrant?
Well, I don't know the details.
I don't either.
They had a warrant. The gentleman that you met earlier in the plain clothes.
Yes.
Right. They were supposed to inform you of whatever, and then because it's a county warrant, that's how we became involved.
Okay. Yeah.
She looks so little back there. She's just like, I don't know, just kind of out of it.
Can I have the wrist?
1 second, Ray. Yeah, you're gonna have to bring up the window because it's raining.
It's raining a lot, yeah?
It's raining.
Okay, brother. Thank you, man.
All right.
I'll see you.
It would have been awesome while she was in that back seat if she'd been just like, damn it, Wendy.
Change my QTH to Warren, transporting a white female. Ready for starting?
Yes.
6003. Let's roll out the windows. It's raining once we exit, okay?
True, Rabbit.
40-year-old male feeling clammy.
Ending is 6011.
Sorry, 6011.
Yourself. Let me lock the door.
Terrible.
Just push my glasses up a little on my
Absolutely. Like that?
Oh,
Is that okay?
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. The little flat office right there in the corner. Let me get the door for you. Thank you. How you doing?
Let's call it speed order.
Just We turn around a little bit this way, so it's protocol that we need to follow, you know? Rules and regulations. Ready? Here we are. Take your time, no rush, go for your head. We're gonna go through that door in the corner.
Yeah, forensic wasn't the story that Pat Sanford was driving to Miami and they didn't even have the warrant? Rebecca, you probably know the story better than me, but they were headed there. And I don't think they got it until they were basically about to arrest her. Still.
435, so show me arrival of UK. Ready for that? Six 014. That's how I see it. Oh, you know what?
It's all red.
Yeah. That's why. Oh, let's stand over just in case it starts raining. Hello. How you doing, boss? Hello.
Oh, that was good. So the other thing we just need to think about is what are we going to do the day Wendy is arrested? I mean, are we going to eat paella? Are we going to drink bullet bourbon? I'm not. I hate bourbon. We got to come up with something. I need a plan. So I just hope it doesn't happen while I'm at work because I might have to leave immediately. So that was fun. That was a good way to end. So I'm going to have a live on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So tomorrow, Spill the Crime Tea and I are doing Tamara Demko information. It's going to be good. She's got a lot of details. And then Saturday, I think I'm doing the part 2 with Judy on, is that Saturday? I can't even think. Elizabeth Holmes and Wendy. And then on Sunday, Kathy from Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo. And then we're just going to keep on. Yeah, we're going to pop champagne. But are we all just going to jump on live? I mean, everybody's going to be on live. And I don't want to make it people feel like they have to choose, I just wish a lot of creators could jump on together. We'd probably break the internet. I don't know. We're going to draw crazy eyebrows and say, I don't remember. Yeah, that's fun. Well, I appreciate y'all being here. And tomorrow is going to be a good one. Tomorrow night, I think it's at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. And I'm going back to work tomorrow after being off for 4 days. So that's going to be fun. But I'll be in a good mood by the time I get home, get to join YouTube. And yeah, that sounds good, Spill. We'll plan that. But y'all have a great night and see you tomorrow. Bye.
The